Sam, I hope you're happy. This is just as hard to get off as it was to get on. This is a pain. Uh-oh. Oh! It's not going as expected. Covered in coolant right now. Covered in coolant. Good morning, welcome back to the channel. It is another Saturday here. Maintenance day for this van behind me. We have 3 things that we need to work out. First is getting this radiator fan working again. I have a bunch of doodads and thingamabobs and relays and stuff. I'm gonna put them all in the bus and hopefully that'll fix it. I also have to replace the handle on the side of the bus. You remember that broke like 4 episodes ago and I've been just dealing with it ever since. Finally, but really what I'm probably gonna do first is removing the rear heater core. I have the rear heater core delete kit from GoWesty. So we're gonna delete that. We're gonna remove all the hoses from that. And we're gonna open those T-fittings up and I'm gonna make a freaking mess with the coolant. I was gonna do that last, but I should probably do that first. All right, so let's get to it. So these are the 2 fittings we have to remove that I have to somehow remove. I'm going to pinch off the lines so they drain, or so they don't drain, and somehow do this without having to take anything else out. Not a whole lot of working space, so I don't know how much of this I can show, but these 2 T-fittings, the 2 lines go up to the rear heater core. So those T's coming off have to be removed. Fun. Hopefully I can pinch these both off without making a mess. Okay. We're gonna pinch off this line here so it does not just dump coolant all over the place, because this stuff ain't cheap. European. At the very least I want to make it so it's at least a slow drip. I just don't want the whole thing to completely dump on me. Alright, so I got this pinched before and after this T-fitting. Now I'm going to loosen everything on this T-fitting. So hopefully I just swap it off and I pop in the new straight fit instead of. And I hate taking these off because my buddy Sam had a hell of a time getting these T-fittings on. Like, they were the worst to put in place. So Sam, I hope you're happy. This is just as hard to get off as it was to get on. This is a pain. Uh-oh. As soon as I say it. Oh! Alright, we just gotta go for it. We just gotta go for it. This pinch ain't working. Oh, it's coming from the top. Shoot. How is it draining from up there? I am so wet. I am so covered in coolant right now. Shocking. It's not going as expected. Lines aren't pinched hard enough. Oh my God, it's so cold. You know, the smart way would have been to just drain the system, come back, and then fill the system. But I thought once I popped these off, they would just all go. This is not working. We gotta just drain the system. I can't do it like this. All right, let it go. I tried to do it the lazy way. That obviously did not work. Don't do it the lazy way. You learn from me. Covered in coolant. Covered in coolant. I knew it was bad, but Dude. All right, after a quick battery change, I have one of the two coolant lines to the rear heater core removed. I've already changed once. Tried to take the easy way out, pinch some lines off, you know, we'll pop it off, pop it back in, easy peasy. Didn't work like that. I took a bath in the coolant. So drained that part of the system into a bucket. Cut the lines, which gave me more leverage. So now we are going to take off the other one. And after that, we can fill it back up again. It's a good thing I did the messy part of the day first, because I would not have wanted to do this at 3 o'clock when I'm about to end. All right, so T-fitting is removed. I have replaced it with the straight fitting here and straight fitting here. I am covered in coolant right now. This is done. We're done under the bus. The only thing I can do is shake my head right now. That was a mess. So I got the T-fittings replaced with the straight fittings. I just cut the old hoses off. I'm gonna go clean up because I can taste coolant. There's coolant in my hair. I gotta change this shirt again because there's coolant down my sleeve. Next up will be all the fun stuff, easy stuff. It's all downhill from here, I hope. But first, clean me up. Be right back. All right, now we're gonna replace the fan switch for the radiator because the radiator has never turned on. So we're gonna first thing is to replace the fan switch. Okay, temperature switch. From what I read, it's right here. Nasty. Cool. So the fan switch sits right here in the radiator. We're gonna get messy again. And we're gonna try and do this really quickly. Apparently the switch inside can fail. So it's supposed to get hot, switch turns on, turn the fan on, but this can fail, so cheap. All right, that wasn't too bad. Next part is gonna be I think it's a resistor, and it sits right behind here. So I gotta take the headlight off. Oh, this one looks bad. There we go. Gotta apply a lot of pressure on it so it doesn't strip, because this, woof, that's nasty. This removes the whole headlight assembly. So this is the resistor that we are replacing. This also controls the fan. So if this goes bad, the fan. I don't know how this still works. This looks nasty. This is this old one. New one. Now notice that the new one does have a different plug compared to this plug, so I'm going to have to splice in. I'm going to have to cut this one off and then cut this off and then splice this connector onto this, matching up what goes where. You know, this bottom one needs to go to here, and so forth and so on. So I will do that. Be right back. All right, so the new connector is spliced in. And we really just reconnect it and undo everything we did. I used the marine grade heat shrink butt splices on here and here and here. And then I put some tape over just for good measure and then reconnected this. So I want to do one test before I call this done. I was looking on YouTube, and apparently if you take a wire and you jump it between these two pins, you can force the fan to turn on manually when the key's on, of course. Excellent. So the fan works. I don't have to take that apart. That's good. Have I ever heard that fan actually turn on though while driving? No, not at all. So I went and replaced the 2 relays in the back. I don't know why I ordered 2 different relays. This was weeks ago I made this order. I don't remember. I replaced them both. Replaced this resistor. Replaced this switch right here. So now we're gonna fill it up with coolant, let it run, see if it turns on. Gotta love a 33-year-old van. 4 different screws of 4 different sizes. I'll just use what I have left over right now. Well, nothing's coming out, but it took an entire container, which I'm gonna start it up. I'm gonna let it run, get it slightly warm, and then while it's cooling, I'm gonna go to the Advanced Auto and get another couple things of coolant. All right, back from Advanced with a whole bunch of coolant. So this is the coolant pressure kit from Go Westy. After you put the coolant in there, put the cap back on, and you put the pressure kit on, and then you can pressurize the system to push at least some of the air out of the radiator, the bleeder cap. So now this is topped off again. I'm gonna let it run and get the coolant moving around in the system, and then let it cool down again and do the same thing to try and get the rest of the air out of the system. I'm at the final step now. I am in the back of the van and I'm going to remove the rear heater core. First off are these 2 wonderful clamps. But then I thought, why even bother taking those clamps off when I can just unbolt it and we're out. And we're out of here. Finally got the plugs in. So we're sealed there. Probably put some sealant on these holes down here. Shoot, I'll probably just put caulk on everything. All right, that's 2 things checked off the list. 1 to go, and that is replacing this door handle. So I messed around with this a good bit. I put in the original lock cylinder first because I wanted to use the same key, but the tumbler in there is just so deteriorated that it barely works. So I'm just going to use the new key that came with it, and not even worry about rekeying it and having the right one in there, or the original in there, because the original it's gone. It doesn't work right at all. So that will go there. So don't do what I did. Again, not a tutorial. Project done. Talk about aftermath. Look at this. Coolant everywhere. So that wraps up the project for today. I did manage to delete the rear heater core, replace the handle, and replaced all the components for the fan system. So the various relays, the, what was it called, the resistor. I even tested the fan, just at the fan connector itself to make sure it actually works. The fan does work. All of that, and the fan still doesn't turn on. I did find a random connection over in that side of the engine bay that wasn't connected. That was weird. So if anybody knows anything deeper about that, I can take a picture. I can post it on Instagram or something to get some information on that. I'm thinking I might, and I think I saw it on the Samba, one of the Vanagon forums, was to do the jumper method, but take that wire, run it to those 2 wires, run it together into the driver's seat area, and put a switch there. So when I want the fan on, I just turn the fan on. I might just end up doing that for now, just so I can continue to actually drive it and keep it cool. Because for whatever reason, it's still not turning on. But that would be a good test too. Like if I if I manually override the fan, keep the fan on high, does it keep the temperature regulated? Does it keep it right there where it's supposed to be? And then that at least tells me like the cooling system's fine, I'm not leaking somewhere mysteriously anymore, that I just need to figure out the fan issue. So maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll just wire a manual switch in there. I'll probably mess with that more tomorrow. If you like this kind of content, consider subscribing, like, and comment on the post if you have anything to add, anything that I missed, especially with this cooling system, the fan. Oh, I could use some help with that. But definitely comment, like, and subscribe, you know, the usual stuff. It definitely supports the channel and helps the channel grow. And it lets me know that you're interested in this kind of content. That is all for now. Bye.